All right, my family, so welcome to our first of many videos to come on Deepwoken, man. This has been a ride for me, just being a tester. Before we even get to that, man, big shout out to the boy Rag, Arch, and the whole team, everybody over there for allowing your boy to get in the game early, be a tester for these last, 10+ months. I really do appreciate it. I've really enjoyed the journey and everything like that. And I'll finally see the game out there, and I hope and pray that this game does well and is successful, because it's really deserving. These devs worked hard. They put a lot of time into this game, really a lot of time to make sure it's a really good game. And like I said, I'm rooting for this game. I hope it goes crazy, and I'm hoping all you guys enjoyed the game. Now, with all that out the way, let's go ahead and get into this video. So I went a different approach with my first video. I didn't want to do a straight up beginner's guide, right? I didn't want to do like a walkthrough of how to like do this and this and go this. I didn't want to take that direct approach. I know it's going to be a lot of those. All that you do is probably going to have a straight up beginner's guide. So if you're looking for a straight up walkthrough type of beginner's guide, this is not the video, but I'm definitely sure you guys can find it. What I want to do, guys, I want to give you guys 10 like tips and tricks that I think are very helpful. So it's going to be a video, going to be a lot shorter, but it's still going to give you guys some helpful tips and tricks that will help you in your way to leveling, progressing, and all that good stuff. Now, before we even get to this video, disclaimer, I think the best way to enjoy the game is just to go play. You know what I'm saying? Watch videos later, man. Just for the first time, go hop in the video, enjoy that first couple lives, enjoy the first hour. I know you're not going to be getting the fastest progression. You're going to be doing things wrong. You're going to be lost and confused, but I think that's part of it. I think that's part of the fun. But you're not probably not trying to hear all that because you watched this video already, so you're trying to get that straight up levels. I feel it. I get that. But like I said, I do think playing the game straight up is going to be the most fun way of going about it. But yeah, I got that out the way. Let's go ahead and get into these top 10 things that I think you should know going in as a beginner player. All right, so coming in number 1, this one is pretty obvious, and it's you learn from playing. You learn from your mistakes. You learn from everything you do. Every run that you do after your first run, you're gonna learn tips and tricks on how to get different things, where to level up, where to go after you do this, how much time to spend there. Those things come from playing. You can watch a billion video guides, but it would not be the same until you experience it for yourself. That is the biggest thing, is don't think your first run has to be your last run. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be a perfect run. Go out, experience. There's so much to like do and learn, and different ways to approach things. Find your best way to approach things. Like I said, this is a simple tactic, but you learn from playing. Knowledge is power in this game, and learning things will take your next run to be a better run. All right, guys, tip number 2. Do not get caught up in what weapon to use and what element to use. Use what you like the most. Every weapon is viable. Every element is viable. I won't say every element is equal. You know, so I think every element is good, but unbiasedly, I do think fire is the best right now, personally. You know, so that's my personal opinion. I do think fire is the best. I don't even use fire. I don't even like fire, but I do think fire is the best. But with that being said, you can go crazy stupid with every other element. Rag is using wind right now, and he is smoky. You know what I'm saying? You can go crazy with every element, whether there's wind, whether there's fire, whether there's shadow, whether there's ice, whether there's thunder. Use the element that you want to use. Do not get caught in that thinking, trying to figure out what's the best element. Use what you're going to think is going to be the most fun. Same with weapon. Daggers, guns, fist, great sword, axe. They're all good. They're all good. Sword, spear, every weapon is viable. You can go crazy. You can do combos. You can be good. Every weapon is going to be viable. Excuse me. Dagger is a little bit weaker on the PvE side. Greatsword is a little bit better on the PvE side. But like I said, every weapon is viable. Every weapon is good. So when you're choosing your combo of weapon and element, don't get caught up. Choose which element and which weapon that you think you're going to have the most fun with, because that's how you're going to get the most enjoyment out of the game. All right, boys. So tip number 3. Deepwoken, why I say it like that? Deepwoken is not, I repeat, it is not a training simulator. Once you load in, when you customize your stats, whatever stats you pick, let's say you pick agility, you're going to be getting agility training. Whichever one you picked is going to give you a training for that. But like I said, Deepwoken, it is not a training simulator. Do not sit there and spam a training. If you get a weight dumbbell, do not just lift the dumbbell all day. It is not like that. It's not like a Ken Omega type game. What you want to do is you want to lift that dumbbell, and that's going to now trigger that the game is thinking like, okay, he wants to level up his strength. So when you go out and do things, when you explore, when you kill mobs, when you PvP, the game is going to start triggering EXP into that strength stat. Same goes for everything else. If you put on the ankle weights for agility training, the game now is like, okay, he's training agility. So when you get EXP, it's going to increase your agility stat. Same way with weapon. You read a weapon manual. Once you go M1 and fight things, it's going to train that weapon stat. So it's not a training simulator. You do not want to sit around just sitting there lifting weights or putting ankle weights on and off, doing all that stuff. You do not have to do that. Pop it and go out and explore, go out and play. That's going to be the best way you're going to get EXP. And also with that, every element has a way to like trigger the training faster. So for example, you got intelligence. You will get EXP when you complete like quests, and it will level it up and just playing the game. But you can also target a training as well. So after you pop that intelligence training, if you go around just picking stuff up off the ground, it would trigger intelligence to get EXP. Same way for strength. If you go get a lumber axe and start chopping down trees, it will train strength. Or even punching down trees if you have that, it would train strength. Weapon, attacking things with your weapon is going to train your weapon. Agility, just literally running around the map is going to train agility. For fortitude, taking damage, just fighting NPCs and getting hit. You can actually even jump off a mountain and you're going to get EXP if you take some damage. So literally playing a game, knowing which ways each thing is trained, and you can do things to counter and get more EXP in that certain area. But do not get caught around just sitting there lifting weight or sitting there reading a book, because that is not the way you gain experience. Fast, at least. All right, so tip number 4, let's talk about campfires. So obviously campfires are for healing. That's obvious. Campfires are also for crafting food, which we'll talk about next a little bit on the 5th tip. And campfire is also for unequipping your items and your gear. So if you equip something, let's say you want to equip a hat and you just want to take it off and you don't want to switch it, you have to go into the campfire. You get like an advanced stat type of thing that you can see. And you click on the item and then you unequip it, and that's how you take stuff off. So like if you go in the game, you actually put on a blindfold, you're gonna have to get to the campfire and take that blindfold off. You can also check your talents tab as well. So if you click on your talents tab, you can see every single talent that you have unlocked. Say you forgot what a talent does, or you want to check your race passive as well. So you can check that all in the advanced talent things. Definitely something you want to check and make sure that you know what talents are doing, or if you forget and everything like that. Also, with talents, you can also disable your mantra or break down your mantra. So if you want to break down your mantra, mantras are your elements. I mean, not your elements, mantras are your skills. So if you want to break it down to put it on a table to upgrade and put different things on it, you are going to have to go into your campfire. You're going to click on the mantras tab, go down to the mantra you want, and you're going to have to recall it. And it's going to put the mantra in your inventory, which you can eat to either relearn the skill, or you can put it on the mantra crafting table to mod it up and everything like that. So yeah, that is tip number 4, campfires. All right, so for tip number 5, it's going to be building upon tip number 4, but the campfires, and we're going to be talking about important things that you're going to be needing to craft at these campfires, and that is mushroom soup and bread. So if you guys know in the bottom left, you have a hunger bar and a thirst bar and a blood bar. Your hunger and thirst is going to run out if you swim. Doing anything, just playing the game is going to run out, and you're going to need food. So obviously you can go around the world and you can find fruits like pomars, and red. You can find a lot of fruit on trees that you can just eat normally, but there's a lot of times where there's not going to be trees, and you're going to want to stack up on ingredients to craft mushroom soup, which is going to give you a lot of food, and it's easy to craft. So to get those, you're going to need either defintos, gobletos, or oh my gosh, my mind is going blank. They're mushrooms in the game. My mind's going blank. What's the third name of those? But they look just like mushrooms in the game. And now to craft the mushroom soup while sitting at a campfire, you're going to need a combination of any of the 2 mushroom types. So if you use gobletos and defintos and you put one in the you will craft 1 mushroom soup. So like I said, you can use any of the 3 combos. I can't remember the name of the ones. Black top cap something, some caps. Anyway, they look just like mushrooms. You put any of the 3 in, right? You put two of any of the 3 in, and you will craft a mushroom soup that you can eat, and it's going to give you health. I mean, it's going to give you thirst and hunger back. Same way with gather wheat. You're gonna pick up wheat in the ground. If you pick up the wheat and you use 3 wheats at a campfire in the crafting part, you will create 1 bread. And now bread is not going to give you much water, but you can drink out of wells to get water as well. But you get a lot of gather wheat, and it's going to fill up your hunger bar. So yeah, make sure you crafting those. I know a lot of people didn't know about crafting those, and you're going to struggle with hunger. Make sure you always having gabletos, delfintos, or the mushroom caps in your inventory, so you can constantly, need the if you need to craft hunger and you're getting low. Because if you get hunger too low, you can't heal at max, and if you run out of hunger and thirst, you start dying, and you don't want that to happen. You feel me? You don't want that to happen. So yeah, that is tip number 5. All right, so for tip number 6, we're going to be covering the card and talent system. So every time you get 5, every time you level up, every time you learn 5 times, and you increase the stat 5 times. So if your strength go up 3 times and your agility go up 2 times, your power level is going to increase by 1, and you're going to get like a little circle at the top that you're going to click on, and you're going to roll for different cards. In those cards, there's going to sometimes grant you either mantras, which are spells, or you get like random passives that you can get. Now with these cards, it's going to be random every single time, but a lot of the talents are hidden behind certain requirements. So sometimes you may need 25 agility, sometimes you may need 30 strength, sometimes you may need 50 magic, and then 25 strength. So there's different combinations of things you're going to want to have to learn certain requirements. I couldn't give you a whole list of everything you need, but not only is it RNG, right? So just because you have the requirements doesn't mean you're going to get the cards, but to even get a chance of getting the card, you're going to need a requirement as well. All right, so for the color coordination on these cards, you have obviously the white cards, which is just straight up common. You have the red cards, which are rare, and you have the green cards, which are legendary. So those are the card colors for like rarity. You also have the dark blue cards, which are oaths. You have the purple cards, which are mantras, and you have the light blue cards, which you can get when you get the mantra pulls, and it's either going to give you a random mantra, or it's going to be when you get the option to roll 2 random talents. So I get the random is light blue. So yeah, those are the color coordinations when you get those cards. So yeah, that's it for cards. No, you need to know different requirements for them, and those are the rarities and what each color means with those cards. All right, guys, so get into option number 7. We're getting some type of the juicy stuff that I know you guys are going to want to know, and that is learning second magics, upgrading your magics, and everything like that. So I will do a little bit more in-depth video. Probably tomorrow I'll drop it. I already got part already made by the time you guys watch this video, but showing you guys all the locations of different trainers, stuff like that, but it's too much for this one video. So learning second magics and upgrading your magic, you're gonna have to find the trainer. There's a trainer for each of the magics: wind, thunder, lightning, fire, and shadow. Each one has a location, and to learn a second magic, they're gonna have a requirement behind those. So for example, ice is gonna need to have frigid prisms. Thunder is going to need spark glands, and everything has their options that you can get from different big C's. Like I said, I'll go into more depths of this in another video. I can explain it and show you guys all the locations. But to learn, like I said, to learn a second magic, you're going to need to find these different trainers and talk to them and give those requirements, and they'll give you a way to learn a second magic. And Shadow, for example, you can't learn it off the rip of the game, so you have to find a trainer and talk to him to even begin to learn Shadow ever. So yeah, that is that. And also you want to talk to these trainers for upgrading your skills. So when you get your skill, you can modify your skill to have like better attachments on it, but you can also upgrade your skill to be leveled higher. So if you want a level 4 skill, so you start off level 1 and you want a level 4 skill, you have to talk to these trainers, and each time you pay is going to cost 100 more. So the first level is going to cost 100, the second level is going to cost 200, and the third level is going to cost 300, for a total of 600 to get your level 4 mantra. And also what level you are depends on how far he lets you train. So if you're low level, he's not going to let you upgrade it to level 4. So you're gonna have to make sure you're higher level to learn to be able to train up able to learn all those 4 skills. Like I said, I will be doing dropping a second video on all the locations, including Shadow, and how to get all that stuff tomorrow in another video, because I know it's something you guys are definitely going to want to know. I may drop it as a 3rd video today. I'm not sure. We'll just see how it goes. If you guys really want that, I can drop it as a 3rd video today, but let me know down in the comment section how fast do you guys want that video. All right, so coming in number 8, and while this is obvious, I do feel the need to say it, and I can't cover it all, but a lot of things are hidden and secret in the game. You're like, oh, that's obvious. But for example, quests. You're gonna sometimes find quests, and quests aren't traditional like you think. Usually you would do a quest for XP, but in this game, it doesn't work like that. Most quests you're gonna do is to unlock some type of future progression, unlock some talent, unlock the ability to learn something else. Let me give you guys an example for, there's a visual quest to increase like your weapon. So there is a weapon called the Shattered Katana, which requires you to have 100 medium weapon. And to get 100 medium weapon, you have to do that quest, because without doing the quest, you cannot learn past 75 medium weapons. So you have to find this quest. He's gonna give you something, and you got to go find like another place, do the quest, whatever it is, make you do it. You do it, and once you turn that quest in, you are now able to learn 100 medium. So there's a lot of different quests like that that you're gonna need to do and progress in before you even have a chance to do something else. Like same way with the blindfold, there's a quest, and you're gonna need a lot of willpower to even do. I think you need 50 willpower to even do the quest. Once you get 50 willpower, you do the quest, and then you're able to get a chance of getting the talent to, once you in the blindfold, you basically get like ESP, see-through world type of stuff, Byakugan type stuff. And like I said, there's a lot of different hidden quests like that that's going to give you further progression. And so yeah, that's another thing. Back when I was saying my first tip is knowledge is power. It's a lot of things you got to learn to know to do. I can't go over every single quest that's going to do different things because of a lot, but just know that if you find a quest, it's generally to unlock something or progress something else in the game. All right, guys, so coming in our 9th tip, I think this one is extremely important, because even myself, I didn't learn about this until towards the end of like wave 0, but before the game closed for wave 1, I had just learned about this. And if Rag didn't even, spark the idea that this was possible, I would have never known this. So what you can do is you can transfer certain items into your next life progression. So you can transfer 2 items into your next life progression. Not every single item, some are not transferable, but once you're in the purgatory world, there's a little statue over to the left. You got to kind of do like a little mini obby too, not really, but it's like a little jump, 2 little jump platforms you got to jump over, and then come to the statue, and you can transfer 2 of your items into your next life. So you can't transfer enchanted weapons, but let's say you have a really good like you got like a 3-star Tonto that you want to transfer over, and you have like a legendary ring that you want to transfer over. You can unequip those, and you can like put those in the offering thing, so when you spawn in your next life, you're going to have those 2 items. Like I said, you can only transfer over 2 items, and there's only certain options of items that you can transfer over, but it is really nice, and it's not in your face. That's definitely something I didn't know for a long time. So I think that's something really important of transferring some of your items over into your next life. All right, so for our final tip, now this one isn't super beginner, because beginners will not be able to get this, but I think this is definitely something you should know. And that is about the depths and everything that the depths have to offer. There's a lot of in-game progression in the depths that you're going to want to be able to get down into and learn the depths. So make sure you guys don't be scared to the depths. Obviously you can wipe, and you're going to wipe. You're definitely going to wipe in the depths, but you definitely want to make sure you want to learn how to run the depths properly, because there's a lot of good stuff in the depths. So there's one thing is called the deep gems. So for deep gems, those are things you can only get from the depths, and these are special gems that you can use to modify your spells. For example, you have one called the Wayward Gem. So in the Wayward Gem, if you put that on your spell, once you hit the spell, you like TP to them, which is really nice. Any spell you hit, I think even if they block it, you still TP to them. I'm pretty sure even if they block it, if it hits them, you TP over to them, and it's just so nice for combo and chain, especially if it's a ranged attack. You follow up on them, you hit them with it, man, really good. You also have the Bloodlust Gem, and the Bloodlust Gem is going to, things you hit, you're going to life steal from it. I think if you block it, you still get life steal from. So if you have like certain attacks that like multi-hit and giant AoE and you're in a big fight, you can just pop a big AoE skill and blood leech from all the enemies around, and it's really nice. Also these gems are also for crafting some of the high tier armor as well, so you're gonna be needing that for that as well. Another gem you got is the blue gem. The blue gem is gonna halve your monster cost. So once you upgrade spells, they obviously cost a lot more ether. But if you get this blue gem, you can upgrade really crazy, and it's still gonna cost half of the however much ether it costs. So it's really good for having a really good busted OP big spell that you want to use, and you don't want to take your entire ether bar. And there's also Wind Deep Gem, which I'm not really sure to do. Nano told me it's trash, so I don't really know what to do. And there's also the Insignia Deep Gem, which I'm not sure as well what that do. I don't think people really use that one either, so I'm not sure what that one does either. There's also a thing called the Bells. So unless it got changed, to unlock your bells, you have to be down in the depths, and you have to get knocked in the depths. To unlock the bells, once you get level 40, you have a chance to unlock it, and you just have to like literally fight down in the depths and grip people and kill people, and you unlock it's literally like an awakening where you can get the bells. There's some crazy bells. I've seen bells that make you go into like a Kamui dimension, like Kamui. You get like iframes and speed boosts, literally like Kamui. I've seen like there's like a taxi one, like where you can like mark a location anywhere. You can like TP back to it at any time on like the second Hokage. You have one that got crazy slots, lets you get like a really OP version of every single weapon that you can like switch back and forth. And I've seen a lot of other ones. I'm not really sure what each one does, but there's a lot of different types of bells that do some crazy stuff. I've seen one that like once you get hit, there's a chance to multiply yourself and you get like a shadow clone. So there's a lot of bells. You definitely want to get those. Those are super cool, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna just get more and more bells here in the future. So yeah, that's really cool, and that pretty much concludes my top 10 things that you should know. Obviously, there's a lot more stuff to learn, a lot more things to go into depth in, but I think those are definitely some 10 tips and tricks for beginners that you definitely wouldn't know starting out, and it probably could help you on your progression. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. We're gonna have plenty more videos. We're gonna be pretty much probably double uploading this game every single day. Hopefully you guys are hyped for the Deepwoken content, because I'm hyped to make the content. And yeah, that's about it. Get in that game, go have some fun and enjoy it. I'm gonna catch you boys later. This is iBeMaine. I'm signing out. Peace.